Good morning, one and all. Welcome to our social studies. Coming to the last topics, we discussed about measuring heights on a land. Okay, all heights or all heights which are present in whole world are calculated by using the sea level. Why? Because the world was connected with the seas everywhere. The level of the water is same in all the countries of the world. That is why to know the perfect measurement, we can calculate the height by using the sea level. And in the textbook also they given the picture of Nempur village. Okay, Nempur village was 50-meter height from the sea level. You can see in the picture also. And the Nempur village temple is 100-meter height from the sea level. Like this, everywhere we can calculate the height by using the sea level. You have to know that one. Come to the next, showing heights on a map. How we can show heights on a map? How we can show heights on a map? Yes, we can show heights on a map by using different colors and different height zones. Height zones, we can calculate the height of any place in a given map. They given the picture also. Okay, they used the different colors and they created the different height zones like 0 to 50 meters, 51 to 100 meters, 101 to 150 meters. That is the, like this we can show the heights on a given map. Coming to the next, we discussed about the contour lines. Contour lines is nothing but a line joining places with equal heights. Okay, a line joining places with equal heights is called contour lines. Okay, contour lines are not regular in shapes; they are irregular in shapes. That depends on the landforms. If the landform is a steep climb, then the contour lines are very near to each other. If the landform is gentle, then the contour lines are quite far away from each other. Okay, in the map also given 50-meter contour line, 100-meter contour line. In 50-meter contour line, we have the Nempur village. In the 100-meter contour line, we have the Nempur village temple. We come to the next. By knowing the heights, we can know where we have the valleys, how we have to build the dams and roads. We can estimate by knowing the heights of different places. Okay, at last we discussed about the MSL, mean sea level. Just now only I told all heights of the land is calculated by the sea level. You know already sea level is not constant. Okay, the sea level is rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. How we can take the 0-meter height? It is tough to take the 0-meter in the sea level because sea level is continuously rising and falling. The scientists observed and calculated the average sea level, that is called mean sea level. Okay, you understood. As the sea level is continuously rising and falling, it is impossible to measure 0 meter from the sea level. That is why Scientists done a lot of experiments and calculated the mean level of the sea. That is called mean sea level. Okay, this is a topic we discussed in the last class. Coming to the today's topic, we go to the new chapter. The chapter name is Rain and Rivers. Rain and Rivers. Okay, coming to the second lesson. In the second lesson, they given the two parts. The part one is about the rain, and the part two is about the rivers. Okay, they given the two parts about the first part rain and the second part about the rivers. Coming to the part one, in this topic, you are able to achieve the knowledge of these questions. First, what is rain? Next, you can achieve the knowledge of how rainfall occurs. What is the importance of water? Which instrument is used to measure rainfall? Which are rain giving clouds come from? Okay, by listening this lesson, you can able to achieve the knowledge of these questions. Okay, so you are able to know about what is meant by rain, how rainfall occurs, what is the importance of water, which instruments is used to measure rainfall, and last, which are the rain giving clouds come from. Okay, first of all, we will learn about the importance of water. What is the importance of water? You know already, without water, we cannot survive. For all the living creatures, they want the water for drinking purpose. For our human beings, we want water for our daily needs, drinking, bathing, washing the clothes, washing the bowls. For everything, water is essential in our daily life. That is why, okay, water is very, very important in our daily life. Come to the topic, we can get the fresh water. We can get the fresh water from where? From wells, from rivers, from ponds, lakes, from Himalayas also. From the Himalayas flowing up, we have the rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra and Indus. Okay, from this we can get the fresh water. We have 71 percentage of Earth's surface is covered with water. See, we have 71% of water in our earth, but only we have 29% of land only. Only we have 29% of land, but we have 71% of water in our earth. Almost above the double we have water only. In the 71% of water, 97.25% of water is salt water only, means oceans only. You know, already we have 5 oceans: Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean. We studied in the 6th class, second lesson. Okay, we have 97.25% of salt water only. Out of 71%, we have 97% we have salt water only. Only 2.75% we have fresh water. This fresh water also we have in the ice cubes only. Okay, this is about the introduction of the what is the importance of water. Okay, we get from fresh water from the wells, rivers, ponds, lakes, and Himalayas. Similarly, if we take the Earth, our planet, we have 71% of water and 29% of land. Out of 71%, 97.25% are the salt water only, which are coming from oceans. It is not usable for drinking. We cannot drink the salt water. Only we have 2.75% is fresh water. In this fresh water also, more percentage of fresh water is coming from the ice, Antarctica, Arctic, Himalayas. Okay, this is about the importance of water. Coming to the topic, first of all, you have to know about what is meant by evaporation. Okay, I will say one story. The story is Pranavi wake up early in the morning. She needed to take bath with hot water. Immediately, Pranavi went to the kitchen and kept the water in the dish over a fire. When the water is heating, she saw the water heated and the water vapor touched the lid of the dish. With the help of cool air, again the water vapor becomes water drops which stuck the lid. When Pranavi took the lid of the dish, then water drops again falls in the same dish. Then Pranavi realized that water changes into water vapor when we heat it. Then again water vapor changes into water with the help of outside cool air. Thus, water changes into water vapor is called evaporation. I think all you understood very well. Okay, what do you mean by evaporation? Water changes into water vapor is called evaporation. Just now only I told the story of Pranavi. She kept the dish of hot water on fire. Then he immediately saw the changes. When the water is heated, the water changes into water vapor and stuck to the lid of the dish. That is called evaporation. Come to the next. Condensation. Again with the help of the outside cool air. Again the water vapor changes into water droplets. That is called condensation. Changes into water is called condensation. The rain begins with water vapor only. For example, if you keep the wet cloth in outside, then after some hours, the cloths will become dry. Similarly, if you keep the water in a plate, after some hours, we cannot see the water on the plate. Then where the water goes, the water evaporates. The water changes into water vapor by evaporation. Similarly, the rain begins with evaporation only. Okay, the evaporation takes place in rivers, lakes, ponds, wells, oceans. Okay, the evaporation takes place in all these water bodies. Okay, from the rivers, lakes, ponds, wells, oceans, from our cloths. Okay, so go to the evaporation. Okay, these are the evaporation taking place, and the evaporation takes place from the plants also. From the plants, trees, from the soil, etc. In these water bodies and from the plants, trees and soil also, the evaporation takes place. The rain begins with evaporation. Very, very important. I told what in by evaporation. Water changes into water vapor is called evaporation. Due to the increasing in temperature, there will be a increasing in evaporation. Okay? Due to the increasing in temperature, there will be a increasing in evaporation. Okay, just now only we discussed about evaporation and condensation. Coming to the next topic. Formation of clouds and rain. As you know already, water changes into water vapor is called evaporation. With increasing in temperature, there will be increasing in evaporation. When water changes into water vapor with the help of hot air, then again water vapor will become cold. Why? Because as the height increasing, the temperature is decreasing. Okay, when water changes into water vapor, the process of evaporation, then again the water vapor becomes cold. Why? Because as we go from height, the temperature will be decreasing. As the height is increasing, the temperature will be decreasing. You can see while we are going the upside of the hills in the summer season, it is comfortable to go to the hills upside. Why? Because the temperature is decreasing and the height is increasing. Okay, you have to know this point. Next, again, when the water vapor is cold, again water vapor turns into tiny droplets. First of all, water changed into water vapor. Again, water vapor changes into tiny droplets by cooling. The small droplets are mixed with dust and smoke. Are mixed with dust and smoke which are present in the air. So the size of the tiny droplets are increasing and forming the clouds. Okay, water changes into water vapor by temperature. Again, water vapor changes into tiny droplets by cooling. And next, small droplets are mixes with dust and smoke which are present in the air, and gradually the size of the droplets is increasing, and small drops of water gather to form clouds. Okay, small drops of water gather to form clouds. As the clouds rises, it continues to form more clouds. As the size of the clouds became heavier, it is impossible for the clouds to remain in the air. So they begin to fall the raindrops. About the formation of clouds and rain. Once again I am saying, listen carefully. First of all, water changes into water vapor with the help of temperature. I told already. Water evaporates from rivers, lakes, ponds, oceans, wells. When we keep the wet cloth in the outside also, the water evaporates. Okay. Again the water vapor changes into tiny droplets by cooling. I told just now only, as the height increasing, the temperature is decreasing. Then the water vapor changes into tiny droplets because of cool air which are present in the atmosphere. And tiny droplets are combined with dust and smoke, and small drops of water combine to form clouds. The droplets are combined to form very big droplets. At last, it is impossible for the clouds to remain in the air because the size of the cloud is increased. At last, the rain begins. Okay, this is about the formation of clouds and rain. We learned the today's topics about the importance of water. I told that almost 71% of Earth's surface we have water, and 29% we have the land. Of that 71%, 97.25% we have the salt water, which is not possible for drinking. Okay, salt water is present in the oceans. In fresh water, 2.75% of fresh water we can get maximum from the ice cubes. Okay, next I told about the evaporation. Water changes into water vapor is called evaporation. I told the story of Pranavi. Next, water vapor changes into water with the help of cooling air is called condensation. And at last, we learn formation of clouds and rain. First of all, water. Okay, water evaporates and changes into water vapor with the temperature. Again, when the water vapor rises, it becomes cool and changes into tiny droplets. And tiny droplets are combined with the dust and smoke which are present in the air, and the size of the droplets increased. Small droplets combine to form the clouds. At last, by rising the clouds will become very cool, and some droplets are formed. Small droplets are combined to form a big droplets. At last, it is impossible for the clouds to remain in the air. At last, the rain begins. This is a topic we learn today. Hope you understood very well. Whatever the keywords, whatever the important bits I told, try to underline in the textbook. Thank you.